What's happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Let's Get Chatting podcast. I don't even know what episode number we're on now. We're fucking just flying through them. So, like, literally, we're just losing space. And, yeah, somewhere in the ether, it'll tell you. So, today, I'm going to go with Jay Speaks. What do you want us to call you, bud?
You can literally call me whatever. I respond to Speaks, Jay Speaks. That's like kind of like my Insta name, right?
Yeah.
Or you can call me. My actual name is Joseph, right? So.
Well, I was going to say Joe. Are you comfortable with
Joe? Yeah,
I'm
Joe.
a lazy talker. So, you know what I mean?
Speaks, Jay. A lot of people call me Jay. Speaks. Jay Speaks. Literally, I've been called so many things, mate. So just whatever floats your boat.
Sweet. So we've got the man with a million names. We got me, and we got Vicar.
Happy days.
AKA DJ Bickrip, AKA DJ Slim Chicken, AKA
all the names.
Cool. So just to get sort of comfortable in the conversation and stuff, I always start off with like, what's everyone been up to today? What we've been doing.
I'll go first if you want.
Yeah.
Jesus, I have been miles today. I've been I live Stonehenge, so that's like mileage anyway. But yeah, I've been Colchester, so that's like 3.5 hours, and then Central London after. It's been a long day. Left at 5, got back at 4:30. So yeah, long day from me, and then got to do it all again tomorrow because I'm 4.5 hours away tomorrow. So I'm up at like 4 tomorrow on the road, getting it done. But it's good. Good
living
vibes.
The dream.
Yeah.
Always living the dream, huh?
Active day.
Always. We sort of do the same job. We're both like telecoms engineers.
Oh, so, nice. I actually used to work in telecoms, not like engineering, but actual just sales.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to sell. Well, I used to work for EE and BT. Funny enough.
Okay. Mental. I worked for Free Mobile actually at one point.
It's crazy, bro. Call centers are mad.
yeah, trust me.
Good experience. I think everyone's got to have that experience, of not everyone, but it's not for the light-hearted. But
it's not for the weak.
It's cutthroat, isn't it?
Oh, mate, I've seen some crazy stuff happening there. Like, but in terms of my day, bro, I've just been I've been getting up. At the minute, I'm prepping for a photo shoot, so I'm like that. Yeah, so
I've seen that on your Insta.
So yeah, I'm dieting hard at the minute. Just waking up. I woke up. I don't know if you've ever done hot pod yoga before.
No.
Have you ever heard of it? Hot yoga. Yeah, it's intense, bro. It's like 60 minutes of like dynamic stretching in like hot temperatures,
like a sauna, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Not as hot as a sauna, but like near enough. It's like an infrared kind of sauna type temperature. But I did that this morning, and then just like took some calls today, and then just been walking around. I got to hit like 12k steps.
Sound like Vicar. He's on that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, how many steps?
Steps are the one, bro. I track my steps.
I'm nearly on 12,000. Nearly on 11,900.
Bro, I got a walking treadmill, a walking pad, and I got a stand-up desk, so I just crank them out. Because in Wales, where I am, mate, the weather's like it's sunny 1 minute, then it's pissing down. So it's like you know what I mean. So the walking pad and the stand-up desk was ideal for me right now.
Yeah, banging.
Definitely. I'm not so much into that at the minute. I'm like 3 weeks off the gym. I'm just like, I sort of just, when you like fall out of love with something, but like, when I say falling out of love with it, I have fell hard out of love with it. Like I'm at the bottom of Penny Fan out of love with it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm done. I'm done in.
It's one thing I've never one thing I've always been consistent with is gym. For the past 10 years, it's like it's become like just ingrained in like it's like breathing for me. Like I don't I'd be honest, some days I don't actually even want to go gym. It's just I just go because it's just it's just a habit. Yeah, if I don't move my body, I adopt so many different characteristics that ain't me. Like I stress more. I just don't feel as good, bro. And like you got to move that energy around, right? So like for me, gym is just like it's just like eating, just happens every day.
To be fair, that's what I'm starting tomorrow. I'm back in the gym tomorrow, I promise. Like I've been doing this week is like recording podcasts, so I've just been like busy.
So yeah, it's hard when you got a job like at a desk. Do you know what I mean? That's why I got the stand-up desk for that reason,
man. Like for me, I get like typical day for me is today would be up at 5:30 on the road. Gone, get back at 2:30, 3ish, maybe 4. Then I'm a dad, so that's my dad time
Yeah,
until he
it's
goes to bed.
different.
Like, do you know what I mean? Until like
Yeah.
7 o'clock, I'm a dad. Then it comes to 7, and if I got a podcast to do, I'm like, that's it. Day's done after the podcast. That's it. Day is done. But
Yeah.
if but I juggle so many things. I live off momentum, so I need to be doing something.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely tomorrow's. I'm deleting my gaming streaming account.
To be fair though, you were in like a good routine, like with the gym and that, and then you go for like little phases. Then like the podcast was like started to take like a lot of priority now.
Yeah.
So you're constantly banging on the podcast,
and I
bang,
get
bang,
ill
bang.
all the time. Like if I heavily hit
We
the
know
gym,
what that is.
Yeah, I had the fucking COVID jab.
Are you seed up? Yeah. The jab.
He is. I ain't.
Right, listen.
I've
said it. I've said it before.
No judgment, bro.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. I got
You wanted to go on
jab.
holiday, yeah?
Well, listen, right. Let's.
I said, right. I said to every single person, when this was happening, I seen it happening. I was just like, this is bullshit.
I was the same. This is the thing. I was the fucking same. We were all like it. Like everyone in my family's anti-vax, but the bird I'm with, she's fit now, but she, like, before she had a kid, like, sorry Lena, I know you're gonna listen to this, but she was like 10 11 out of 10, 12 out of 10, banging. And I'd only just met her, and I was like, she wants to go on holiday, she's fit, do I get the jab? Like,
mate, I set boundaries straight off the bat. I'm like, I ain't going. Mate, I said to everyone around me was just like, oh yeah, but I want to go on holiday. So I'm just like, I would rather. I was like, give it 1 year, and I'll be able to go everywhere you will be going right now, and I'll be unjabbed.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, not to get too.
You'll be fine, no, bro. You'll be right.
My son was conceived on that holiday, so like, I had to go. It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day,
his son was born with like 4 feet and like 12 arms.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Is he alright? Is he good?
He's just got probably ginger genes in him. Other than that, he's alright. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
just the heavy metals. That's all. Like, you should look into. I'll send it to you on Insta. You can actually get like stuff removed from your body in terms of heavy metal detoxing.
I did see a video like that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's loads of it's intense stuff you got to do. But like, if you don't give a fuck, then fuck it. Do you know what I mean? It only fucks you up if you believe it does. You know.
Honestly, since I've had it, I'm ill. Every 3 weeks, I get like the worst cold.
And the reason people had it is to not be ill, right? Like, I was saying this to my dad. Right? So he had like 4 or 5 jabs, bro, I think. And like, I say I had COVID. I just had a flu, bro. Like, I had a flu when it was about. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just like a virus. You know, when you have a virus, I didn't have the whole like taste thing. I just had just like cold sweats and just like, you know, you feel your heart beating in your head and stuff. But I only had that once, bro.
But I did lose like the sense of taste and smell, but
yeah,
that was the weird bit. That was like the weirdest thing. Like that was the not.
I didn't
like,
have
normal.
that. See, I remember it clearly. I was sitting in work. I was completely fine, and all of a sudden, bro, like, you know, like sometimes when you get ill, you can feel it creeping up on you.
Yeah.
This
you
just
get
like
aches and all that
yeah, you can feel it. You know it's coming, right, bro?
Yeah.
This I was just like absolutely fine, and then it just like out of nowhere, mate. It just like hit me like a sack of shit, bro. Like within an hour, mate, I was fucked. I had to go home.
Yeah.
Like my head, I couldn't stand, bro. It was just like, but it was just like a virus for me. Do you know what I mean?
One spell like that. Like, I was fucked up. Like, I lived with my grandparents at the time, and they were like fucking sanitizing the hand. It was like, stay away from me.
Oh,
like,
mate, yeah. I was that twat, not going into the shops and no mask on. Do you know what I mean? But people looking at me as if I'd murdered someone, bro. Like, it was like, it was
mad,
crazy, bro. So mad times. But the maddest thing is, I don't know if you guys resonate with this as well, but like before COVID happened, that period, 2020, like, I was like 19, bro. And like after that, and like now I'm like 26 in a couple of weeks. Like it feels like that space of time is just like where like that has just gone.
Yeah,
bro. No, I get you. I mean,
that does when you put it like that. It's pretty mad, isn't it?
I wasted my time on COD. But like, nah, yeah, no, it does. It feels like with the COVID era, like you say, it amalgamated into like one thing, didn't it? So it was just like the COVID time, and it felt shorter than it was.
Yeah,
And you
nicest
missed out on
weather
so
ever
much
though.
life.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I don't know what that was about, but it was the nicest weather ever. But I actually enjoyed lockdown, bro. Like
I loved it.
I was grinding, bro. I wouldn't drink it. I didn't drink for like 9 months. I don't drink now. I could completely cut it out of my life. But like it was like a very transformational point in my life. That was.
I'd do it again. I'd do lockdown
Fuck yeah,
every
bro.
year. Do a month a
100%.
year. Save the planet, honestly. And the reason it was so fucking sunny is because those planes weren't in the sky spreading that shit. I'm telling you
Chemtrails,
now.
bro. Yeah,
Exactly
geoengineering,
that.
man. None of that
Exactly
was
that.
about. And it could have been like
Nuts.
they say it was the cars and shit, but like I don't know, bro. It was just the most incredible weather. The sky, like you said, the skies were clear.
Exactly that, bro. Exactly that. Right. We're getting into fucking conspiracy territory. I like that shit.
Oh mate, we're already 10 minutes in. We're talking about the big C, man.
Let's before we start all of this, so tell us a bit about yourself, mate. Because obviously you did a bit of music as well, right?
Yeah. So that was kind of like how I kind of just got started in like posting on like that's how I kind of grew my social media at the start. I'm not saying I grew my social. I haven't really got big socials, but like that's how I kind of led into like putting myself out there in terms of content. So like when I was like 15, 16, I've always listened to rap music. I love rap music, right? It's like I'd always be writing bars and stuff, do you know what I mean, in school, just for the fun of it. And then I remember I wrote something before, and my friend was just like, that's actually fucking hard. And so like he was just like, why don't you just, make music? And my brother had like a microphone and stuff because he likes heavy metal and rock music. And I like that as well.
I love that shit as well.
Yeah, bro. I love the thing is I love all music, bro. Like I genuinely do especially because I make music. I appreciate all genres, bro. I'm not saying I listen to all genres, but I appreciate it. I make it. But my brother had a microphone and stuff, so I was just learning how to record. And then I just started making music. I fell in love with it, and then I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm releasing it." Everyone hated it. They're like, "What the fuck you doing?" Especially me being from Swansea, bro. Like it's just like I swear, like me and my mate at the time, well, like me, one of the boys, Ross Marino, right? Like he lives down the road from me. He makes music as well. Right. But like me and him was like the only people in Swansea in our area doing it. And like a genuine, like there was people making music, but we was like actually putting ourselves out there on like GRM Daily, doing all of this stuff, and it brought a lot of attention. It genuinely did. Not both positive and negative, right? It built my soul, bro, because I get a lot of shit, bro. I would get a lot of shit, but I get a lot of good positive stuff as well. But I did music. I say I still do music, bro. I just haven't. I've been so busy with the mindset and stuff like that. That is kind of like my passion. Do you know what I mean? But music, bro. Like I did some bits in it. I did loads of shows. Got released loads of music as well. Not saying I'll never make music again, but like I don't give a fuck if it doesn't pop off. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone said to me, "You ain't gonna make music, you ain't gonna make money from music," I wouldn't just like not ever make music again. I just love making music. I'm good at it, and I enjoy the process, right? But yeah, that's from like 2015 to like 2022, 2023. I was just kind of like music. But then in terms of like mindset, so like in 2019, I just went through this mad crazy, what I call a spiritual awakening. Okay. Can't describe it. It was just like I just became aware of everything and anything, and like my soul is as if my soul had like woken up, bro. And it was quite an intense period of my life because I was genuinely thinking my head was fucked, bro. But it wasn't. I was just becoming aware of who I am and why I'm here, and that's what led me down the mindset route. And I went on my own journey of personal development and spirituality and like learning about me and myself and my soul and why I'm here. And then when I really grounded that energy in, that's when I was started posting about it, and people were messaging me saying, "Whoa, that changed." I would post a reel back like 2-3 years ago. I was like on and off for the mindset content, but I was posting reels back then, and like people were messaging me saying, "You just like saved me from like doing myself in and stuff." And it's just like and like shit like that. It was just like I was like, wow, that like I was getting all of this knowledge, like I was learning about all of this knowledge. I'm just like, I feel like the universe, because when I talk about mindset, bro, I don't feel constricted. I don't feel like I'm forcing it. It's just like it's just flowing. It's just flowing through me. It's like a natural state of vibration for myself, right? So I was just like, I'm getting all of this knowledge from the universe, God, whatever you want, whatever you call it. It's all, like, in my opinion, it's all the same, infinite intelligence, right? We have an intelligence running this earth. This is my hypothesis, whatever you want. That's a topic in itself, right? But I was like, I'm getting all of this information from the universe. Why, like, it'd be stupid for me to hold back on it. Like, I feel like I am here to give this information away and help people on their journey as well. Because when I went through, like, a awakening, what I like to call it, I had no one to talk to about it. Especially, I was 18, 19 at the time, bro. Like, you can imagine my friends.
Like,
I went for, I'm like, me and my friends, we were partying every other weekend, bro. Like, not chilled ones either, if you get me. So, do you know what I mean? I was smoking weed every day for years, bro. And, like, I was, you know, living like a complete different lifestyle to what I am now. But I was I was like going through the spiritual awakening while I was doing these things, and it was just
like, was anything that could have triggered it?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. What was the
psychedelics could have, bro? Because I remember I had like a psychedelic trip, and this was before spiritual, right? So there's two things. There's two things on my mind which caused it.
Right. Okay.
There's two things on my mind which caused it. The first one is flat out just a tab of acid, right? It could have been no, genuine, because psychedelics can cause spiritual awakenings. They open your mind, bro. I don't know if you've ever done.
People do like DMT trips and stuff.
Yeah, right? Exactly. DMT is crazy, bro. So it could have been that, which high chance it was, right? Because I remember during my trip, it was the worst experience of my life, bro. It was genuinely the worst. It was like I had a bad trip, right? Like everything was crashing down on me, bro, in that trip. But like, you forget you're on it, bro, and you feel like that's reality, right? Yeah. And LSD isn't just like DMT where it's 10 minutes, bro. It's like I was tripping for hours, bro, days, almost days. Like, it felt like days. And I did it New Year's Eve, bro, like 4 a.m. So we'd been partying all night, and then we kind of run out of the other shit, and then someone had that shit. So then we was just like, everyone in the house did it, bro. It was like in a house party, right? Like and the whole layout of the house fucked it. Like, it completely fucked it. So the house, right, had stairs going up one way and stairs going the other way. Right. So you can imagine you can walk around in a circle, right? Like, you can go up and down and up and down. Bro, we couldn't get out of the house, bro. Like, we could, but we mentally couldn't. Every time we'd open the door, bro, it'd be shaking and shit outside. And people were panicking around me, and I was fine as I was loving it. I was actually laughing my head off, bro. You go through waves, bro. It's like it peaks and it's like mountains, right? And I remember we all just started looping at one point, bro. We didn't realize, but we all started looping. So there's a thing when you take LSD specifically that you can loop. So like you're doing the same thing over again. Over and over and over again. So we were walking across the room, across the house here. Everyone was, about 15 of us. I'd see the same person at the same point having the same conversation. Like, you're right, like genuinely we were looping, bro. And it gives me, like, I actually remember it so vividly. It was about 7-8 years ago, right? And we didn't realize we were doing this until someone said, "Oh my God, we're looping." And we couldn't stop. We couldn't stop it, bro. We kept saying the same thing. We was freaking out, bro. But anyway, and it was crazy. I'm laughing now because at the time I thought, "Oh my God, I'm fucked." I remember the house I was in, bro. I was in the kitchen, and the girls' party where we was, her older brother was like a gym head at the time. He had the same protein powder as me, bro. I convinced myself that we was in my house, bro, and my mum knew, and it was like little shit like that, bro. But anyway, I remember, like, at the time I didn't know what was going on, but like I remember having crazy thoughts internally, and my outside world was reflecting that. And until I realize now, but like that's kind of like how I view life now, how you primary reality within secondary reality without, right? Once, like, how you are internally is what you see as a reflection. But I was having thoughts and telepathic conversations with my friends while I was on this. We was talking without speaking, bro. Like, we was looking at each other, having conversations. Make that make sense? You can't. I can't define it because it limits it. But that's what I think caused it, because after that, like, I went through such an intense, like, mind fuck that it kind of put me straight. Do you know what I mean? And the other thing that I think caused it. So I read the book Power of Now.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever read it before. Highly
I've
recommend
never
it.
read a book.
Oh, it's read on.
I've never read a book.
I'm gonna put you on so well, bro. So the Power of Now will change your life.
Okay.
It changed mine. I actually read it every single day for 5 years straight. Like, genuinely, hand on my heart, I read that book every day, because it's not a book, bro. It's not something you pick up and put back down. It is actually something that, like, completely changed my life, because it makes you aware of your thoughts, bro. And it makes you realize that you are not your mind. And the beginning of freedom is the realization that you aren't the thinker. So as soon as it was the first time in my life, bro, that I observed my own thoughts.
Right,
So there's my thoughts, and then here I am watching my thoughts. Which one am I?
Right.
And that's like self I am realization caused a shift in consciousness. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think
you sort of like mean like an outer body experience, but
well, the thing is, bro, is this like when you think in thoughts,
yeah,
and then you're watching your thoughts, you're observing them.
mm-hmm.
Who are you then? There's two of you then, right?
Yeah,
There's your
exactly.
your thoughts, and here's my eternal spirit behind my
Yes.
thoughts.
Yeah.
So then I no longer took the content on my mind so seriously. I actually broke free from my mind, because I used to get overthink all the time, and it was causing anxiety. And now I can observe it from a higher perspective, and I really do believe that was a massive shift in my awakening, right? And that's what led me to where I am now.
I was having this conversation with someone the other day about this. Like, who is that person that is, when you're having that thought going down, even if, like, say you're in a road rage or something like that, and then you want to kill that fucking cunt in your head, but
it's just
you
the
know
ego,
what I mean?
bro. It's the ego. If you read The Power of Now, which I genuinely, if there's one piece of advice I could ever give to someone, is read that book.
Okay.
It will completely change your life.
Like,
only if you're ready for it.
that makes me think of like the Men in Black, you know, like where they've got like the human body with the little alien inside, and he's like controlling him, and you're like the little alien, and you're just observing like what's going on. That's what I get.
It's kind of mad, bro. Do you know when you actually start to observe the mind, you realize how fucked up it is, bro?
What you're like your mind?
Yeah. You realize how you want to escape this moment, because we're always trapped in psychological time, right? Being trapped in psychological time is a split that tears you up inside, because you're not here. The only moment, if you like, do you agree with me? The only moment is right now. Like,
yeah,
if you went back in time 1,000 years ago, when there was thousands of years ago, when there was no such thing as clocks and shit, and you ask someone what time is it, they're gonna say it's now. What do you mean? Like, the time is now.
Yeah.
Never in your life has there been a moment where time isn't now.
It's a constraint, isn't it? Time's a constraint.
Yeah, it's just made for practical matters. But the problem is we're trapped in psychological time, past and future. Constant denial of what's happened, or constant projection into the future about a situation that isn't happening now, but you think is going to happen. That's called anxiety. Depression is just the opposite, thinking about something, becoming guilty of it. Anxiety and depression, all it is nothing wrong with you. It's just present moment denial. That's all anxiety and depression is not being present.
It's sort of like, you know, like when people, because that's how I feel like when people say like you only live once sort of thing. It's like a similar sort of feeling of like, just like you're in that moment, take that moment and like do that moment. You know?
Yeah, of course. Because if you were fully present, bro, like if you truly was present, no problems can exist in this moment. Because one, we don't have problems, right? Problems don't exist. The reason why you think you have problems is because you unconsciously love problems. They give you this false identity for you to attach to. Whereas when your life is just full of situations, bro. No such thing as problems. Only we love problems. Our ego, it feeds off it. Every organism needs food to survive. So does our ego, right? And our ego feeds off pain, problems, negative thought patterns, right? But life is just full of situations. And I have a 2-step protocol, which I live by, which has completely saved my ass and makes me live stress-free.
Okay.
Is when these situations arise, which people identify as problems, they're either dealt with or accepted. That's just the only. There's no need to make. If you like, whenever you feel like you have a problem, right, just think to myself, right, I got 2 ways to go about this. Do I accept it or do I deal with it? And that's the only things you can do.
Well, yeah, because you can't ignore it because it's gonna like stay.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. So you either accept it. So like if you've lost something, people like say you lost your phone, right? Piss a lot of people off. It probably pissed me off as well in the moment.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, right, I can either accept that it's gone, cool, and then deal with it, or deal with it by either finding it or getting a new phone. No need to make it into a problem, because the problem once you deal with the problem dysfunction making of the mind, I could remove, if you haven't dealt with that, I could remove every single problem in your life right now, and you will soon find yourself to find more problems.
So with like all of this, like what's that done to impact your life in a sense of like what's changed, or how like dealing with things and being like that, like positively, clearly, like what would be the main changes that you've found within yourself and like life? And
just least resistance to obviously more peace of mind, right? Because when life is full of situations, most lives are, mine life is 100% full of situations. Shit happens a lot, man, trust me. 99% of people's lives are going to have situations in eventually. Even some monk in Tibet sitting on a mountain is going to have a situation to deal with or accept, right? But learning when I learned how to deal with situations and not turn them into problems, and how I learned how we unconsciously love problems because they give us this false identity to like our ego to attach to, it just made me life is a lot more smoother now, because stuff comes to me and then I can just kind of breeze through it. Because when your life is full of problems and you identify with these problems, you don't actually solve them in a clean way either, or you can't deal with them appropriately, or you can't accept them in a way, and it's just like you just feel a lot more at peace, bro. Like I feel more clear-headed just having that, and you feel weight off your shoulders because I don't have problems. This is okay. I accept that this is happening, or I'm gonna deal with it. And then you actually just become more effective, especially in business, bro. When you learn how to actually solve these situations, you just become more efficient at doing it as well, because you understand it's not a problem.
And if you do have these problems as well, and like you take them problems on, you just create more problems because you just feed in that negative energy.
Yes, and where attention goes, energy flows, right? Whatever you focus on expands. As soon as you start looking for problems in your life, problems are always happening, right?
100%.
As soon as your attention's on that, you're going to look for more. It's the same as like when you want a new car, you see it everywhere, right?
Yeah.
The method behind that is because your mind is now focused. It's like whatever you focus on expands, right? So if you're focused on this new, I don't know, car that you're getting, Volkswagen Tiguan, right? That just comes to my mind. Volkswagen Tiguan, right? You seeing them everywhere, bro. They were always there. It's just you weren't paying attention. Yeah, you just subconsciously weren't paying attention to it. You didn't make the decision to think about that, right? But now that you've made the decision and you've put your attention into Volkswagen Tiguans, you're going to see them everywhere. Life is exactly the same, bro. You put your attention into the problems and the negativity, you're gonna see a lot of negativity, bro. Because that shit's always happening, bro. There's no good without the bad, right? Like that, like it's impossible to live that way. So, yeah, that's how like I kind of like go about my and don't get me wrong, right? I'm not saying I'm like a robot and I don't react. I react, bro. It's just like it's not about reacting. It's how long you react for.
No, sure.
Yeah.
Because you speak to some people, you've probably had this experience. They're like their personality is just like a fucking dickhead, right? And then you ask them. They're always moody. They're always reacting. Everything's always a downer. Do you know what I mean? Shit's always happening in their life. They're always talking about. They're like, oh, what's the matter? You ask them. They're like, oh, 5 years ago, this guy cut me up in traffic. Do you get me? So it's just So it's just like it's not about reacting. It's just your time spent in that reaction. That's what matters, bro. Like genuinely, it's your time spent in the reaction, and the more you can shorten that time frame down, the more quality of life you will live. I can guarantee you, and everyone around you will.
Well, if you're a better person, it breeds around you, doesn't it? Of course.
Yeah.
So how did you like learn, or was it just this book, or have you done like classes, this sort of thing?
Oh yeah, but
you teach like bits and bobs, don't you? So
yeah, so I've been on like my personal development journey, like just it's self improvement journey.
yeah.
What's the year now? 2025. So 2018. So for like the past like 7 years, like that's when I've been like really just diving, reading. I'm constantly learning, I'm a student to everything. I love learning, bro. Because it excites me knowing more. The more information you have, the more you can share. Knowledge, people have like the education system's fucked, right? So we've left school to stop learning.
Well, we're conditioned in school. We're conditioned.
We're conditioned to be employed.
The bell to go in.
Oh, it's so
the
fucked, bro.
lessons, waiting for the time. The bell to leave. This is when your lunch is. This is when your break is. They're conditioned.
Robotic. Of course they are, bro. And like they're like you go to school now, and like it's not like what you dream to be when you're older. It's like what job do you want when you're older.
Yeah.
So and the thing is, right? So like when your age is 1 to 9, your brain waves. So obviously we have brain waves. So right now our brain waves are fast, right? Because we're talking, we're reactive. We need to be. We can't just be all sleepy and like falling asleep, right? But when your age is 1 to 9, your brain waves are actually like, instead of looking like this, they're like this, very slow, which is when you're receptive to information. So you're learning, if I touch this stove and it's hot, it burns, I won't do that again. You're learning how to respond to situations. You're learning how to cross the road. Our brain is meant to be like that at that age, so we can evolve as a human being, right?
Yeah.
But the the situation is that when we are surrounded by, in being in school at that age, and the teachers are saying you got to work hard for money, rich people are bad. And like nothing wrong with our parents. They weren't aware of this, but like, they coming home, they're like saying, I've been working hard all day for fuck all money. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, you got to work really hard for money. So we get these limiting beliefs then that money's hard to make. So you can do all the affirmations, all of the stuff you want, and then you say, I will be a millionaire, but you've got these limiting beliefs subconsciously that money's hard to make, so it will be hard to make, right? But yeah, in terms of like I've gone off track now. What was the question?
It was what are you learning? Like,
that's right. I'm back in. So knowledge. We've got this belief that knowledge ends when we finish school, right? But like algebra and fucking. The only valuable knowledge in school was probably like chemistry or like social. Science and physics, and social, right? And like physics and stuff, or like ICT, because that is like IT, computers and stuff, because that's actually, you can do a lot of stuff. Like what are we doing now? What are we doing now? We're on a computer right now, so that's the type of shit we should learn. But like learning shouldn't stop when you finish school. So like when I finished school, that's when my learning actually started. That's how I see it.
Everyone I speak to says that they've learned a lot more outside of school than they did in
100%. And it's all been self-taught. Like I've paid for mentors. I've done like programs. I've gone on spiritual. I've done some crazy shit, bro. Like I've gone on like 30-day like spiritual initiations with like Himalayan yogis, bro.
Like
just
ayahuasca or anything like that. Or
no, I haven't. But I was, so funny enough, when back to COVID, at 2020, before COVID happened, I actually was gonna go to Peru to do ayahuasca. I had like a call in to do it, bro. I didn't even know what ayahuasca was. How mad is this, right? So I didn't know. This was when I was like actually getting into like spirituality and learning about the mind and consciousness in general. And I kept seeing like, Mother Gaia, which is like that mother, they call it like the mother of the plant, right? Because it's like the king of all fucking psychedelics, right? And before COVID happened, I was gonna go, bro. I had a call in to do it, and COVID happened, and I was actually gonna go. I was gonna pay $3,000 to go to Peru for 12 days and do a bunch of ceremonies, bro. Well, but obviously the time went right. I wasn't ready for that. Otherwise, it would have happened.
Yeah, it would.
So is that something you're very much on as well? As like when it's time, my time will come. Like you've got a journey.
I'm not forced. You can't force that shit, bro. Right. Yeah, like ayahuasca, and you got to treat that shit with respect. Like it's not something you just like, oh, you're with the boys on the weekend, let's fucking get on it. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
It's like actually like you got to respect that fucking energy, bro. Because you go there messing around, bro, that fucking, you'll have an experience to kind of ground you and humble you, bro.
Yeah, no, of course.
I seen because I seen a thing. This guy went to do ayahuasca ceremony, and he was smoking loads of weed before it. And they say you got to
because
cleanse.
you got to cleanse, haven't you?
Cleanse,
Like
yeah.
fast and stuff like that, is it? Yeah.
You got to do like because fasting is one of the most spiritual things you can do, bro. Do you know, like cutting yourself away from food because you're teaching your body like I'm okay.
Is this something that you do as well? Like,
yeah, I practice. So I would regularly. I haven't done it in a while, but like about a year or two ago, I fast every day in terms of like intermittently. Yeah. I only eat 1 to 2 meals a day because I just don't see the need in eating fucking 6 every 2 hours. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying that there's something wrong with that, but like me personally, that's just how I operate. I'm better when I'm hungry, bro. I'm more dialed in, sharper, more efficient, and I feel like humans should be like that. Like that's how we were kind of evolved to not go periods without eating, bro.
Well, yeah, because we needed to be on point to get the food.
Yeah, so our body was like designed to operate without it because we needed a hunt for it, right?
Yeah, no.
So that's how I resonate with intermittent fasting so much because I've been doing it for the past like 6 years, bro. Like just skipping breakfast. Not saying that I'll never eat breakfast again because I do have like fucking breakfast now and then, bro. If I'm on holiday or something, do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like I'll have like fruit or something. If I've done like a really strenuous workout at like 6 a.m., bro, I'm eating at like 10. Do you know what I mean? Or like 11. But in terms of the fasting, bro, so like I back in the day I'd do like 90-hour fast, like 5-day fast. And I really had like that was like kind of like the most like spiritual I ever felt, bro, because it's hard. Yeah, and you're like telling the universe like I'm grateful. Do you know how you practice so much gratitude, bro, when you fast? Because you realize how much food controls your life as well, like massively, bro. I remember the times. So like, say you eat at like 12 and 6 every day. When you go on a fast, bro, 12 o'clock comes up. You walk. I was like walking into the kitchen, knowing I'm not eating, but just opening the fridge and just looking in it, bro. So like it's like a robotic.
Because it's routine,
bro. Yeah. But like with going back to the ayahuasca, so yeah, you need to fast and all of this stuff. Not eat salt, not eat sugars. You gotta have like a complete plant-based diet. But this guy was smoking weed, a lot of it before he went, bro, and just like didn't give a fuck. And he went to do ayahuasca, bro, and the plant, like when he was his experience, like the actual vine said to him, like, you need to fucking grow the fuck up and not smoke weed. Like, don't come here and disrespect me like that. That was his experience, bro. So like, it's a fucking crazy thing, bro. I would do it. Just like right now, I actually am in a mood where like I don't even need it, bro, because I can generate the healing within without it. But I will do it. Do you know what I mean? I wait for that shit to call me with psychedelics. I wait for the call in, you know?
Yeah. Is that like sort of like a manifestation, like as well? Do you manifest that as well, or is that
in terms of? So do I manifest the
the ayahuasca, like as in, do you how to explain? Do you want that journey? As in, I'm trying to explain it now.
I think what he's trying to say is it something you want, like you want to do.
Want to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I want to. I definitely want to experience it, 100%. But I'll only experience it when I know I'm ready, because when you need something, bro. Your soul tells you, like it does. Your soul will, because I'll tell you an experience I had in terms of that. I was plant-based for 3 years, right? When I went deep into my spirituality journey. Everyone who goes through a spiritual awakening, they go vegan at one point, right? It's just facts, bro. You do. Because you're like, oh, meat is bad. Like, you go through that whole thing, right? And I was plant-based for 3 years. And then the first 2 years were great, bro. I felt so good. And it was probably because I went from eating processed shit to like plants, clean, single ingredient. Of course you got to feel good. Of course you are, right?
Yeah.
Eating fruits and like just like beans and shit. Like, it's good food. Do you know what I mean? And it's good food.
You're detoxing.
Yeah, you're detoxing. So like the first like couple of years I was detoxing, and that's why I felt good. But then after that, bro, the third year I just started getting brain fog. I started looking frail, bro. Do you know, like vegans, like they just look pale, bro.
Well, you
like,
miss the proteins. They can lie and say you can get it all from this, but you need meat.
Do you know what's mad, right? I was hitting 150 grams of protein a day, which was optimal for me. And I was supplementing B12. I was supplementing omega-3 from like algae. So that's how fish have omega-3, because they eat algae. So I was, instead of cutting the fish out, fuck the fish, I was getting the algae. So like that's how I was getting my omega-3. And I was supplementing everything as if I was eating animal foods, but it's not the same, bro. It's not structured the same. I was having, like, I was supposed to be this mindset guy, bro, and I was having crazy chronic anxiety, bro. Do you know, just like weird panic attacks, bro. Like just like weird, not like worry and anxiety either. It was like body anxiety, bro. It was as if my body was just like, bro, we need fucking meat. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what this one felt. And do you know what's mad? The universe always shows me what I need. I just see it. And I was seeing meat everywhere, bro. Like, I was seeing meat everywhere. Red meat, especially. Steaks. Liver, all of this shit, bro. And this is when like the Liver King was coming around, bro. Do you remember him?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Liver is king. You know, the fucking steroids. Yeah, bro. If you're just on TRT and fucking and everything else, you're gonna look like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching his content. I was just like, why am I finding this so like I'm craving, like it was just like I felt clawed to that shit, bro. Like raw meat and shit. And then but the thing is, my ego was so identified being vegan. It was just like, nah, I'm vegan. It was just like trying to solve what was going on. My teeth were hurting, bro. Felt like they was going to fall out. I was training in the gym and it was like 5-6 days recovery, bro. Like everything was just going like this, bro. Day after day after day. I just felt tired, bro. Like my missus at the time, bro, I didn't want to fuck. Like it was just like, just my sex drive had gone, bro. It was just so much, like, bro. And I was just like, what the fuck's going on with me? I was just like, I'm like 22, 23, bro. I shouldn't be feeling like this.
That libido should be heavy.
Yeah, my libido should be heavy, right? And and then I was just like, I spoke to a guy who was vegan for 8 years, and he said, eat meat. That's what he said. Yeah, he said, eat meat. And I was just like, thank you. That's what it felt like. I was just like, I remember my missus at the time, bro. She cooked me a steak, bro, and it was like crack cocaine, bro. I ate it. I'm not lying, bro. All my problems went, bro. Like it was like instant, yeah. But like it was just like my body was just like, because that's how I felt. Like I went from that to fucking carnivore, bro. That's the polarity. I went from eating raw vegan diet, like fucking kale spinach smoothies every day, to fucking grass-fed steaks and butter.
Oh, fucking hell. Love that.
Did you feel like the carnivore did you a lot better?
Yeah, so I've tried every diet, bro. Like, I'm like a fucking lab rat. I never knock it. There's no such thing as the best diet, bro. Because I know vegans who are thriving, bro. Their blood work is amazing. Testosterone levels are through the roof. They look good. They feel good. And I'm just like, yeah, that's probably how they
everybody's anatomy is different, isn't it?
Exactly, like, bro. Yeah, like I've done vegan keto. I've done keto on its own. I've done carnivore. I'm like kind of like animal based now. That's what they say. I just eat a whole foods diet, bro. I'm not like no carb or like fucking I just eat how I know what makes me feel good, right? I eat beef, eggs, fruit, honey, raw dairy. I have sweet potatoes. Like, do you know what I mean? I just clean
whole foods,
single ingredient. Yeah, I cut out all the processed shit. I cut out seed oils. I cut out all fucking, bro. I don't use soap or fucking deodorant or none of that shit, bro. I got clean organic stuff that, bro. My skincare, you can eat it, bro.
Yeah,
that's how. Mad. Yeah, because right, your skin's the biggest organ in your body, right? Whatever
I
you
use
put
shea butter.
Yes, but as long as it's natural, bro. I use beef tallow, so I use beef fat, right? And it's not that bad, bro. If you can literally eat it, bro. That's how.
That's mental. That's crazy how you just said that. I was listening to a podcast the other day called "Have a Word," and it's like a Scouse podcast. It's just a bunch of comedians. It's so funny, and they have like a thing where like listeners like write in like questions, and one of the things was like this matey boy's written, and like I use this beef tallow soap. And like I've never heard of it before, but in this week I've heard about it twice. That's nuts. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. So how it goes is like whatever you put on your body, whatever you put in your skin goes into your blood, bro. So if you can't physically eat your skincare, can you fucking get your Nivea, have a spoonful of that, bro?
Well, no, probably not. It's best not to, isn't it?
No, yeah. You, bro. It even says on some of these skincares, if consumed, go seek medical attention, bro. But you're consuming it,
even on toothpaste,
isn't
it?
Yeah, bro. Fluoride is a huge one, bro. Fluoride is a huge one. Fuck the no. I got a water filter. I only drink out of glass, bro. I don't drink out of plastics.
I did just notice that glass. I was going to ask you
Yeah,
about
bro,
that.
it's a
Is it
fucking
because of
jar.
the microplastics?
This was honey, bro. This had honey in it. I just cleaned it out, bro, and I just drink out of this. I go reverse
I have a metal
osmosis
straw
filter.
and a metal cup, so we're all good there.
We're dialed in, bro. You may not be hitting the gym, but you're dialed, bro. That's the
Nah, listen, because I get a lot of my stuff from like Joe Rogan. Like he talks to like a lot of good people, and I take in little bits and bobs, and what I can take in, I sort of like try and go with the microplastics and the fucking fluoride, mate.
Let's be honest, bro. You can't be 100% pure, right? Like it's impossible. Like genuine. Like I've only now just started getting into the whole clothing as well, like the polyester shit. So getting rid of that. Do you know? Because we have like there's like plastics and like shit in your clothing, right? Polyester, which completely fucks up your endocrine system, raises estrogen in men. And estrogen is like the testosterone for women, right? Like that's why a lot of men.
That's why I've got moobs.
That's that's why like I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of men who are like
feminine,
right? Like they're not like they're not doing masculine things, right? And back in the day, like, and there's a whole conspiracy thing with that. Like, have you seen the thing with Alex Jones and the frogs and the tap water, right?
The frogs gay.
It's so true though, bro. Because if like like a lot of girls are on contraception, right? They're pissing that into the water. And you're drinking.
It sort of makes sense though. Like when
it does make sense.
But people think you're going off the deep end, don't they? They think you're actually going off the deep end, and you're like, if you literally say a woman is consuming a contraceptive which has all of these hormones in for females, it is going into the water which we are drinking.
You're drinking piss, bro. Like it's just diluted piss. Yeah. That's all you're drinking. Like it's bro, like tap water. When put it like this, right? We're 80%, 90% water, right? I don't know what the actual statistic is.
Yeah.
So you want to be putting in good quality water, bro, because that's 90% of you. Yeah. If you're putting in 90% fucking contraception, piss, whatever, chlorine, lead, all the heavy metals, mercury, fluoride as well, bro. Like that. Your whole body is 90% that, bro. And that's why simple things like changing your fucking water, bro. It's a very low investment as well. It's like 200-300 quid for a reverse osmosis machine. You can put it on countertop. You can just screw it under. Bro, fucking Bear Grylls has got that thing now. Have you seen that?
No. Yes, I have.
The water
you
filter.
Like attach it.
It takes 5 minutes, bro. Like that's how easy it is, bro. And it's cost effective. And that's one of the biggest things you can do. Change your water, man, because like even if your water hasn't got fluoride in it, depending on the area you're in, majority of people do. But you got that, like the pipes the water goes through, they spray that with like what's it called? Like rust. Like to stop chemicals. To stop it from rusting, and the water's it's going into the water. And it's the same with like Teflon pans, non-stick pans. When you scratch that shit, bro, with your food and your metal spoon when you're stirring your fucking chicken, bro, all of that shit has got forever chemicals in. And this shit is actually quite hard to detox out the body. So that's like I cook in stainless steel, I cook in butter, don't fuck the seed oils out of you. Like just simple changes people don't realize like that you can make. But food being one of them, bro. Food is like, if you can't control what you put in here, what the fuck do you expect to control?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That's how I see it. Like, and like,
it's like, especially like, I look at like, because even like anyone who says, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're going off the deep end, blah blah blah. Right? Look at it this way: why would they sell no fluoride toothpaste?
Yeah.
There's a market for it for a reason.
Of course it is.
It's like the organic section and the not organic section. It's there for a reason.
It's there for a reason,
bro. Do you know how? And the thing is, mate, is just like fluoride, right? This is quite deep, right? But fluoride. So obviously, we have a pineal gland, which is like the third eye. You know, yours, your sixth sense. When you're in the spiritual world, like that is like you want to keep that as clean as possible because that is like your antenna to the fucking universe and intuition and like. Intuition is just like you pulling up to a roundabout, there's a car coming, and you just slam on your brakes randomly. Do you know what I mean?
You're calling someone and they're about to call you and shit.
Yeah, intuition. You're thinking of someone and they call, right? Like that's your intuition. You feel like something's about to happen and it happens. You know, that's your intuition. It's your soul telling you. We had to have this for us to adapt, like get around, right? For our and be intuitive about stuff, right?
Yeah.
and fluoride calcifies your pineal gland, your third eye, whatever you want. It's a gland, right? But it's your intuition. The fluoride calcifies it, so it weakens it. So it like, and it's these little crystallization that forms, bro, when you're eating a shit diet, when you're drinking fluoride being the biggest one. And the conspiracy behind fluoride is that the elites, or whatever you want to fucking call them, right?
Wasn't it to do with they started putting it in one of the states in America, didn't they?
Yeah, so they obviously know that this is how we tap in. Of course they know, bro. So they're like, right, how can we make sure that no one is like this? Because if everyone's like this, we're fucked. There's no system. Imagine everyone was like this. Like, mate, like it would be, the world would be a completely different place, right? So they're like, right, how can we numb everyone down without them realizing? Everyone drinks water. Everyone brushes their teeth.
Yeah, I know, and it's with the fluoride, it's like crazy, because how it worked is, if I remember correctly, what happened was there was like a certain state in America where everybody had better teeth, and what they did is they tested like things, and the only thing they found was there was like a natural fluoride thingy going into the water, and so they were like, oh fuck it, we're gonna put fluoride in everybody's water. They didn't check the animals, they were like anything else. It was like the first
they
thing
just
went,
popped
bang,
that in.
Boom,
Yeah,
and then put
fluoride
it
doesn't even like protect you or help your teeth, bro.
No, it's fucking nuts,
bro.
It was probably something else.
People, and the thing is, bro, is that, do you know where bad breath comes from, bro? It comes from your gut. It doesn't matter how. Have you ever had, like, back in the, like, once in your life, you've had bad breath?
Yep.
You brush in your teeth, you put in mouthwash, and it still smells, bro. It does nothing, bro. It's like your gut, and this is what happened to me when I went on this like Whole Foods kind of like what I'm doing now, like just changing my diet completely. I don't actually need fucking deodorant, bro. I brush my teeth just for human fucking, like, just to make me sane, bro. Do you know what I mean? The natural shit. I couldn't just wake up and not brush my teeth, bro. It would feel weird, right? But I could get away with it if I wanted to. I could just brush my teeth with no toothpaste and my teeth will be fine, and I don't have bad breath.
Yeah.
It's like when you go like proper clean as well, they say like you don't need to like wash your hair and shit because your hair just natural.
Bro, I genuinely, I haven't used like any shampoo or shower gel or anything in about 2 years, bro.
Well, he ain't got nowhere near enough, so
I know. Yeah, I literally, I used to like, but even when I had hair, do you know what I would do? I'd get an egg yolk, bro. Cold water, egg yolk, separate the white, and because the nutrients and the choline and the like vitamin E and everything in the egg, like, conditions and protects your hair.
Fucking hell, I'm learning things today. I'll tell you, I'm learning things
yes,
today.
bro. If you look at like a lot of hairdressers, a lot of like the shit they put in the thing has egg whites in it. Not egg whites, like it has like egg,
Yolks
like egg and yolk. Yeah, like dried powdered egg.
Oh wow, that's nuts.
Search it up.
I definitely will. Like,
genuinely, like the nutrients you get from putting an egg yolk in your hair. But you gotta do it with cold water, because if you have piping hot water and an egg, what does egg and hot and heat do, bro? Cooks. So you'd be smelling like fucking scrambled egg. I've done that. I have genuinely.
That's to smell like though in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like. And so with your teaching and stuff, how does that like work? What's the process with that?
So I work with people like on like a one-to-one basis at the moment. So I am creating a program where it's just like kind of like an online course. That's what I'm actually creating at the minute. It'll be coming out soon. I'm creating a community behind that as well. So I want to have like a place where people can come and just like grow mentally, physically.
Sure.
You know, in all aspects, not just spiritual and mindset and like mindfulness, but like, you know, like nutrition. I coach people with body transformation as well. Yeah, like, and so like I combine the two. So like how I coach people is mainly around identity shifting. So shifting your identity to become the version of yourself that you want to become before you've become it, because that's how you become it. If you want to become shredded, and this works perfectly with fitness, right? Because I've always been into like nutrition, fitness, and, you know, growing physically, right? Because our physical, if you don't have a strong physical vessel, right, like, you know, it's the body and mind connection, right? But I teach people, you know, just help them overcome their limiting beliefs, and I do that, you know, once a week. I'll jump on Zoom with them, I'll have a talk, I'll give them exercises to do throughout the week, and we go, you know, we check in with each other, and I just coach them for as long as they need to be coached until they're like a bird and ready to set off into the wilderness, right? But yeah, so I just help people. I help people identity shift
Oh
and
wow, okay.
break free from their mind.
And is that
Like
part of the peak is it the peak
Peak
mastery?
Mastery, yeah. So that's my new brand that I'm going to be growing, where it's like reaching peak mastery in all areas of your life, and
Okay.
to reach mastery is the journey within, because like I was saying, when you get the inside right and you get the mindset right and you get everything right, the vessel, you prepare your vessel, your body, right? I say vessel, just like your
Yeah,
container,
yeah,
right? Because we're
yeah.
a spiritual being in a physical body, right? So you gotta have to have a good life on earth. I personally believe, and what I've experienced is you gotta get your container right. And how do we do that? How do we do that? We do that through dialing in the mind, getting good physical discipline, and just like reaching mastery in them areas. And I feel like everyone always complicates it. Everyone's living a stressful life when they don't need to. And
Yeah, yeah.
when you learn how to break free from the chains that are holding you back in life, you break free from that mental prison, you shift identity into the version of yourself that you want to become. Life just happens for you, doesn't happen against you. And I've noticed it within my own life. So my journey now is to help other people reach that as well.
That's fucking sick. That's actually sick.
That's kind of
It's so
my journey.
cool because it just sounds like you're just sort of living free. Do you know what I mean? Like
100%, bro. Yeah,
that's what everyone should strive to have.
yeah,
Like
100%, man.
freedom.
Yeah, and freedom. Remember the beginning of true freedom. So we can define freedom for a lot of things: location freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. That's freedom, right? Like being able to
Mm.
wake up, do what you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want, right? And you need
Yeah, yeah.
money and shit to do that. Of course you do. You need to have a remote job. You need to have your own business, whatever it is, automation systems and processes in terms of business wise. But true freedom, actual true freedom, it's all good having that. But if you can't break free from your own mind, what can you be free from? Like, so it's just like, and a lot of people believe that they are their mind, these negative thoughts that are happening, and this constant projection into the past and future, and this like fucked up problem making dysfunction of the mind, they believe that's them.
Mm.
So, and the beginning of freedom is the realization that you want that. That's all it is. It's a simple switch. And when you overcome that and you realize that this isn't me, you no longer take the content of your mind so seriously. And whenever I get a negative thought, which like what I deem as negative, because thoughts, let me tell you something about thoughts, right? Thoughts aren't good or bad, they're neutral. Thoughts are
Yeah.
genuinely neutral. They're neither good or bad, because I could have a thought right now that I think is good, but you could have the same thought and you think it's negative.
Yeah.
It's your belief about the thought that makes it what it is. So what does that make that thought? If I think it's good and you think it's bad, what does it make that? It makes it nothing,
It's
right?
neutral,
It's
right?
neutral.
Mm.
It's your beliefs create your reality, bro. Whatever you decide and you believe to be true is how you will view the world. I could look outside and like think what a beautiful day today is. The sun's out. Some other person could look outside and be like, it's fucking too bright, I want it raining. Like, do you know what I mean? So
Ginger
like
people.
so it's just like your perceptions are everything. So that's, and when you begin to realize that your thoughts are just thoughts, they're not you, you can then separate yourself from them. And like if I get a negative thought or like a fucked up thought, I actually laugh at my own mind, bro, because I'm just like, what the fuck, man. I'm laughing. So I don't take my mind so seriously. Like when I feel anxiety, I still feel anxiety and all these other feelings every human does, these survival fight or flight mode. I just like kind of like sit there and feel it, because you got to feel it to heal it, bro. Like that's how you heal stuff, because people get an emotion come up that they don't like: anger, worry, shame, whatever it is, unworthiness, and they suppress it because they don't want to feel it in the moment. They're
Yeah,
worried
yeah.
about feeling it, and then you're suppressing all these emotions, and they're building up on top of each other, and that's where people get ill, and that's where people get, because disease is just dis-ease. It's just your body not in ease, bro. That's all disease is. And if our thoughts can make us sick, then our thoughts can make us well. That's what I believe. So thoughts generally make us sick, bro. Like when you're progressively overthinking about a negative situation and you're feeling it in that moment, you're going to cause your body to go into fight or flight mode when you're not actually running away from a fucking tiger. You're sat on Zoom or with your boss in an office. That is the main issue right now, is like in this time of reality that we're in right now. Is back in the day we had the fight or flight mode where you'd be running away from a tiger or a saber or like a tribe, or you're fucking in your extremities, your adrenaline's through the roof. You need
actual life or death,
and you have to have that, because you can't. There's no time to be digesting. There's no time to be sleeping. There's no time for that. I got to run or hide, right? That's like and we needed to have that mechanism within to get us out of them situations. But we wouldn't be in them situations forever. It'd be like a short burst. Do you know what I mean? Where all our energies go in from our organs and from our thing to get us out of that situation. But the issue is, the situation is that by us having a negative thought, any negative thought, worry, stress, anxiety, it triggers the same response. But we're not running away from a fucking tiger. We're sat in an office. We're stewing on it. We're lying down, or we're like people are eating food, bro. And that's why people have like fucking stomach issues, is because they're eating food. They're overthinking about negative shit. They're not in a mode to digest food, bro. So it's just like that is the main issue. And until you learn how to turn that fight or flight mode off, your life is going to be very out of sync. You're like very out of sync, and you feel like you get ill a lot. Like life just doesn't work for you, man, when you're in this fight or flight mode. And it gets triggered just by negative thoughts.
So
I was going to also say, like you were saying about like the words as well. Words are very powerful as well.
The reason it's called spelling, bro.
Spelling, yeah.
Because you cast in spells when you speak.
Yeah. Same with breakfast, breaking a fast.
Breakfast is one of the biggest scams, because I don't know if the guy Edward Bernays.
Yes. Was it about the meat and there was
propaganda? There was not enough sales of
meat,
egg sausages and things, so they put a propaganda. They put like a propaganda thing out to say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and you still hear people say it now, like breakfast is the most important of the deal, and I'm just like, fuck breakfast.
You hear some fucking fitness coaches saying it as well, which is crazy.
And like, bro, the most important meal of the day is just like I can't eat, like, there's no most important meal of the day. Just make sure you just eat good food. Every meal's important. You know what I mean?
It's fuel. Yeah. It's not there to like. It's literally fuel for your body.
Yeah, you just need a good relationship with food, because when you realize that food is fuel, I genuinely view like processed food as like it's not real food. So why the fuck would I eat it? We eat it because we're addicted to it. That's the whole reason. We don't want chemicals in our body, bro. We don't, like, if I said to you, do you want 50 ingredients in a fucking chicken nugget?
No, of course not. But your body's addicted to those chemicals.
You're addicted to them chemicals, bro. So like that's the reason you crave that food. Sugar, what is a you're craving.
It's also ease as well, like the ease of it. People
want
comfort. It's just so quick. Like
I used to emotionally eat so much. To like back like when I weren't like regulating my emotions like I am now. Whenever I'd have a stressful situation, I would like binge, bro. Like you know, like chocolate, shit food.
That's
like
me.
But that's everything though. Like if you've had a pay rise at work or something like that, you eat to celebrate.
We emotionally eating, right? Like, and that's we're not like intuitively eating, we're emotionally eating. And people eat for the sake of it. That's why I highly recommend fasting, because fasting is one of the most disciplined things you can do, because you're stopping yourself from doing something you've been doing all your life, right? For a period of time, and you get these moments when you fasting where you're like, fuck, I'm gonna die. But like that's what you feel like, but you're not. You're fine. Like you can go, but you can go months without food. I've seen people who go like they've gone like 200-300 days, and they look great.
I wouldn't. The society that we're in as well, like because
I wouldn't do it.
Excess fucking fats that their body can burn anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like
you don't need bro. If someone's like fucking 100 pounds overweight, like megally obese, they ain't gotta fucking eat for fucking years, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because they got fuel there, bro.
They got the calories there.
Yeah, like if you're like, but at the end of the day, you don't want to live a shit life where like, do you know what I mean? You want
Everything needs balance, doesn't it? You need
yeah.
balance.
So like,
You know?
but with me, bro, I genuinely enjoy the food I eat. Like I really do. Like, and I, you know, like the food I eat is, there's not a day where I'm like, oh, I got to eat this fucking steak. Like, come on, bro. Like a steak and eggs, that is such a good
It's
meal,
like
bro.
such a sick meal, actually. To be fair, like I don't care
It's
who
such
you
a
are.
good.
With loads of butter.
Like,
Oh, see, that's what I mean. How can you get bored of that, bro? And that's
Yeah.
really good, nutritious food, bro. Butter and steak,
bit
like
of Kerrygold. Oh,
Kerrygold, yeah. I tell you what, beef tallow, bro. Get beef tallow, grass fed,
okay.
so good. High smoke point. I cook everything in it, bro, and you can put it on your skin.
Okay.
fucking boom. So what's so you've got obviously you've got your classes and all that. What is there anything else that you've got coming up that like is more? Is it anything else? Like, what's the future hold? Like, or are you're in the now, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, the only moments out. Well, the quality of your future is determined by how present you are right now, because the future only comes as a now, right? So the more present you are now, the better your future is going to be, right? But in terms of my future, that comes as this moment, is just growing what I'm doing now. So like, I really. I know for a fact that I'm gonna change a lot of people's lives with the content and stuff that I'm gonna be releasing, and the plans I got in place for, you know, just mindset. Just I genuinely know my sole passion is to raise the collective consciousness so that people can overcome their limiting beliefs, break free from their mind, and to do that, I just got to keep smashing and get myself out there, because, you know, that's the only way I'm going to grow it. And luckily in this day and age, we can grow it with platforms like this, where you guys are doing, you know, with the podcasting, short form content, long form content. Until you, like, when you've never done content before, you realize how fucking hard it is, bro.
Oh, bro, yeah, trust me.
Like, do you know, like, bro, I made a YouTube video. I created a YouTube channel for the first time.
I've seen it's about 30 minutes, right? No,
It was
10 minute, the 10 minute.
Unfuck Your Mind in 10 minutes.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen
Bro,
that.
I filmed that in like 25 minutes. I trimmed it down to 10-minute video, but the editing, bro, took me like fucking 2 hours, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just like, and like, do you know, these reels is like coming up with the content, coming up with the things, having the right lighting, bro. Like, I'm really diving into that side of things now. So like, that's kind of what I'm going to be focusing on now down into the, you know, the coming months and weeks and years. And so it's just growing Peak Mastery Collective, and just I want to, you know, make a really good community in terms of like-minded individuals on their
100%.
fitness journey, on their journey of mastery, self-mastery, overcoming themselves and becoming the best version they possibly can be. So my job is to aid and assist people to get to that self-sufficient way of doing that.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Yeah, no, content's hard, man. But luckily with this, we're quite good, because we've got it to a point now where I only have to just literally maybe edit audio, but other than that,
yeah. Have you got editors? Like, do you pass it on to people?
I do it all myself. Everything's done by me. I do everything.
What mics have you got then? Are they the Shure ones? Or are they the?
Nah, not yet.
I'm literally gonna get one. I've got like. Thing is, I don't even know where my mic is. It's over there. I got like a recording mic for music, right? But it's like £800. It's like a Neumann German engineered mic. But I'm gonna get one of them Shure ones. You know, like the prop.
Honestly, dude, it doesn't matter what mic you use if you're.
It does. It's the mixing.
We found with this, like with the mics we use, they're not super expensive.
Bro, they sound clean. They sound really good, bro. That's how I thought they was the Shure. I thought you had the. Do you know what I mean? I thought they was the Shure. I've got like soundproofing and
I got that today actually at this side.
I've literally, I don't know if you can see, I've done everything. I've soundproofed the whole room, bro. The whole room, so it sounds nice and crisp. Do you know what I mean? But I did that for music. But it's funny because what I learned with music, and because I'm a music engineer as well, so I know how to mix audio, I know the EQ, do all of that stuff. And learning that, it kind of fulfills into 100%. The content creation as well.
This all came from me with streaming games. Like I used to like be a streamer, like
sick, bro.
Shit. So that's where all this
like, I did a bit of that as well. What was that little device you could record your games with the screen and that?
Little capture card.
Yeah, no. What was the other one? The HD something HQ.
There was a Dazzle, which was AV.
I remember that. There was this black one with the green line in the middle. Do you remember that? The little black box.
I know what you mean.
HD VR something, was it?
Yeah, it's a version
It's
of
a
a capture
capture
card. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I remember having one of them, streaming Black Ops, bro, fucking with the boys when I
Back
was
in the
like
good
12.
days.
Yeah, that was so good, man. I miss them.
Any questions, Bix?
Do you like grounding or anything like that? Is that like a part of your like
Not as
daily
much as I
process?
need to.
Yeah,
That
because
that I is such a good thing to do, bro. But like there's things you can get now which are like grounding bed sheets. So you plug it into the socket in your house. Doesn't need
yeah,
to be switched on, but because your house is grounded, right? It's in the ground. It's like your house is like in the earth, and so is the electrical wires. So if you there's these things you can get where you put the sheet on your bed and you're sleeping grounded, and the grounding is
oh
so good
mad.
because we have like negative ions, the earth does, and it balances our
It's
energy, bro.
blood flow, isn't it?
Yeah. The reason
Yeah,
why the houses are in the ground as well, I was researching it, is to stop it from being like it's safer for like fires and stuff, because it's the negative electrons in the ground balance like inflame, like and when you think about inflammation within us, it's the same protocol, right? So it grounds you, and whenever you're
right.
stressed, bro, and you go barefoot in grass, why do you think people feel so good when they go to the beach? Not because they're fucking on the beach, bro. It's because they're walking barefoot on ground.
I think I was saying it to you, Josh, like a while back on the podcast. That's like another conspiracy thing that I have is like with trainers and stuff, like souls in your trainers. That's why they have them there, because they don't want you attached to the ground.
Fucking right, bro. 100%. And do you know what the thing is as well? Is like the reason why a lot of us have bad hips, bad backs, bad shoulders. It all starts with your feet, bro. Our feet are not supposed to look like that, bro. They're supposed to be like hands.
Webbed, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what they're supposed to be like. Like you can get these barefoot trainers and stuff now, and I really need. It's one thing I'm neglecting. I'll be honest. I used to do it a lot, bro. I used to stand outside. I don't have a lot of grass around me. I have like woodlands down
I've
the
got
road.
fake grass. It's really annoying. I've got gardens with fake grass.
So
It's one that I like just started practicing once. I've actually done it once, and
how did you feel?
it was all right, but it was like bare early, like 5 a.m. Went
Nice,
outside.
perfect.
You need to do it like with a bit of sunrise, I think. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
like
that
set
makes
your
the
intention.
difference.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck yeah, bro.
that would really make the difference. I was out there and pitch back.
Yeah,
Two kids
just
looking at me going, "What are you doing, Dad?"
people walking past you, just like you're just
Yeah.
standing barefoot in the grass at 5 in the morning.
Yeah. And it was
Yeah.
also I done that, then followed by like breathing to like Wim Hof's like 11-minute
I
YouTube
love
video.
it, bro. Every day for me. That's one thing I do with
Is
my
that-
clients. Yeah, so
is
like
that-
that's one thing I do with my clients. So like I get them on breathwork, because breath is
That
life.
and that was a massive change. Like my head, I was going dizzy and all sorts. I was like, whoa.
Oh, bro, I've had psychedelic experiences, bro, from breathwork. I
Really?
remember I did a 3-day fast before, and before I broke my fast, so about 70 hours in, I did a 45-minute breathwork. So Wim Hof kind of breathing, like really it's called intermittent hypoxia, right? So your body's breathing as if you're fucking dying, bro. You're like, so if you're having a panic attack, right? That's what so you're breathing in that way, but you're doing it in a controlled way. You're like intentionally doing it. But it forces oxygen into your cells, right? If you have a hangover, right? Like if you ever go out drinking and the next day do breath work, it'll cure your hangover, bro, if you do it for long enough. But anyway, I was lying down on the floor, bro, and I'm not lying. I held my breath for about 3-4 minutes, because on the third, fourth round, like when you get good at it, bro, the longer you can hold your breath, that is a good sign of health. If you can't hold your breath for long, that means your health isn't intact. But I had a full blown. Everything went white, bro. Everything went white on the last round. It was about 5-6 rounds, because it was a long breath work, and probably because I had no food in me. It was just hitting the soul different, and I came out on my body, bro. Like I came out on my body. Everything was white. I thought I died. Like genuine, I thought I died, but I wasn't afraid of it. It was like DMT.
I feel like I need like a trip like that. I need something to happen.
Yeah, see, I've always wanted to try like mushrooms or something like that.
Mushrooms are good. Mushrooms are good.
It's one thing I do want to try, but like my friends have said, you got to do it like a really controlled environment. Yeah,
have a trip sitter as well. Have someone
like
who
a
is
shaman,
not like a shaman, but like have someone you love and care and trust in the room who isn't doing it. If you're doing a high dose, because because they will like not fuck your head up and wind you up and like be like, oh, can you see this? Like they're like we're there to like being like,
maybe don't have me then.
You're all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember like I've done mushrooms a good few times, and like I was microdosing them for like 3 months at one time, bro. Every day I would take a little bit. So like I'd do like 3 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on, 2 days off.
Yeah.
Not enough to make you psychoactively feel something, but bro, one of the best experiences I had. It was so present. Everything was just so fun, bro. Like in my day to day, I was like, do you know when you're having conversations with people, bro? Like I was having conversations and I was really enjoying what they were saying. Like I was like, like when you have a conversation with someone, majority of the time you ain't fucking listening. Like they're like, do you know what I mean? A lot of people ain't. And it's because we're thinking about stuff constantly. We're always thinking about what we're doing next. We're not present, right? And like someone will say something to you and they'll go through one. You've forgotten what they've said already. Because you're not, but when I was microdosing mushrooms, I was really in tune. I was like, I couldn't wait to hear what they had to say next. Like that, I was just like, it was like a really, I appreciated everything. But mushrooms are good. DMT is just like, that's just, I can't even explain how that experience is. You've just got to experience it. Because
similar to the podcast, like I genuinely, everyone I speak to on this podcast, I take everything and I enjoy every fucking moment.
Yeah, of course.
Like, everyone's different as well, isn't it? It's like, it's really 100%. Interesting to like.
That's a good thing about running a podcast is you get to speak to so many people, bro. And because like, it's when you're running a podcast, like when we're speaking now, we are actually so present because we're on a podcast. We're not like, it's not like having a conversation outside where you're not recording and you know, hundreds and thousands of people are watching and shit. Like we're sitting here, and we know people are watching as well, so we're engaged. We're having a good conversation, and like I remember everything we've talked about. Like I like, you know what I mean, because I've been present. And that's But mushrooms are good, bro.
my last question. Go on, Biggs. No, you go.
Yeah, the other thing was you mentioned at the start of the podcast about you thought when you was on this trip, on your DMT trip, you thought you was having a conversation like telepathically.
Oh, that was the LSD, yeah.
Yeah, with the LSD, like back in the day, that was like they thought that like that's a real thing, isn't it? Like
no, it is.
It is
it is. It's called like it's these psychic abilities, right? So like we're naturally born with these. It's just because we've been
pineal gland,
we're naturally born with clairvoyance, clairescence, like these heightened senses, and being able to telepathically communicate with each other, right? Like for example, someone could be 6,000 miles across the earth, and we could have a connection mentally, right?
Like with the phone call sort of stuff. That's
telepathically. They're like, oh my god, I need to speak to them. They ring like that stuff,
remote,
right?
Like remote viewing sort of shit, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Dr. Stephen Greer. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Have you?
I've heard of him.
Watch his stuff, bro. They so, but yeah. So with the psychic abilities, the telepathic conversations, you know, having conversations,
and even like I've heard like it was on Rogan, like Mel Gibson, like the guy was like healing.
Oh, the monk guy, well.
Yeah.
That's him. Such a good podcast, bro. When he was standing behind him, pushing him against the wall, but he was like,
and he said he was off the floor, like levitating.
Yeah, and the guy was just behind him like that. So it shows that just proves that we live in an energy world, right? Everything's energy. And that's how energy healing, well, you were saying, like Reiki and stuff, do you know what I mean? That's how that is performed, because people are transferring energy through. Like you can, it's Qigong. Qigong, have you ever heard of that?
No, I'm not. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it next week though when I speak to this woman. I can't wait.
Qigong is just energy practice. So like you just moving energy around, like you're just like, it's like Tai Chi and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like you're cultivating energy. Qi is energy, Gong is practice. So it's just energy practice. It's like a Tibetan thing. A lot of monks do it, and a lot of Shaolin masters and stuff do it. It's a very good practice for building energy. You can like purify your stuff, but with the clair essence and the psychic abilities, I believe that we were naturally born with these at a very high rate. But if everyone had them psychic abilities, then people would be fucked. The elites, right? So how can we fucking stop people from having these things? But the good thing is, and the good news is, that you can increase your psychic abilities by cleaning your food, getting rid of the fluoride. practicing
Like all of the
meditation.
stuff we've spoken about, they're doing
Everything
the opposite.
everything we've been speaking about on this podcast. So it's like, really meditating and doing deep meditations, like really tuning in. Like there's so many meditations you can do. You can do this thing called a macabre meditation, where you visualize like two inverted pyramids, like one pyramid going like around you here, the other one going like the opposite, going down. You visualize them both spinning together and around you, and like it's like this, like you see this when you do DMT, funny enough. You see a macabre. So we have these around us, and when you activate them, it causes these psychic abilities to come up. And I've had experiences like intuition and telepathic and all of this stuff from practicing all of this stuff, so it is possible to reverse the numbness we've been caused.
So I've got like two questions really. One should be easy to answer. The other one might be a little bit longer. But
That's okay.
You said that you stopped smoking weed.
Yes.
A lot of people advocate like weed and shit when they're like in sort of the spiritual world and all that sort of stuff. So what's are you against it? Is it just something you don't agree with, or
No,
just
no,
not good for you?
I'm not against it. It helps people. It's a medicine at the end of the day. It's a plant. It's a herb, right? It's there for a reason. Everything's on this earth for a reason, right?
100%.
It wouldn't just fucking grow out of the earth for like apples are grown on trees, so we eat them, right?
100%.
It's meant to be consumed. Of course it is. But just because it's meant to be consumed doesn't mean you need it. It's there for a necessity, right? So it's like, it served me for 7 years. I started smoking it when I was like 14, bro. Every day I was blazing hard, bro. Like 3.5 grams a day. Do you know what I mean? Like really bunning, bro. Like I was like, I constantly had a joint. I was that guy who was just constantly rolling a joint, smoking a joint, or grinding up weed. That was just me. Like, do you know what I mean? But then until I had the spiritual awakening and started meditating and doing breath work and doing yoga and doing these natural energy lifting like my vibration before I was doing this stuff was down here. So every time I'd smoke weed, I'd feel fucking great, right? Because it'd bring me naturally high. But when I naturally raised my vibration up from meditating, breathwork, cold showers, eating food, training hard, when I naturally raised my vibration higher, it overcame weeds. So every time I'd smoke weed, it'd kind of make me feel off a bit. I'd feel paranoid and anxious. And I remember it. I remember one day my tolerance just went to 0. And my tolerance was good. I was that guy with a good tolerance, bro. Like I could handle. And one day I remember I went out, bro. I with my friends, we were smoking. I had like 2 drags, bro, and I was spinning out, bro. I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? I was like, and then I got to a stage where like I really still had a identification with weed. Weed was a part of my life. Like it was like having a coffee. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't want to get rid of it. I was just like, what's happening? Is it the weed I'm smoking? Is it like, what's going on? Is it because I'm smoking tobacco with the weed? So I took the tobacco out, tried that. Weed head still going. I had to smoke on my own then because I could handle it on my own. But then I'm like, what am I doing? Just sitting in my what am I doing? Like, I was just like, what am I doing? I was just like, it's either this or just fuck it off. And I fucked it off, and it was the best thing I've ever done.
Just like because you raised your frequency that much, it's like,
I raised my frequency so much I outgrew it.
Gone past
and it just stopped serving me. It served me, got me to where I needed to be, and now I don't need it anymore. And I'm happy with that, and I'm grateful for it. And
it was a good tool.
Yeah, it was a good tool for when it was needed. Do you know what I mean? It helped
100%.
me like, stay cool and calm, and like I used to fucking love it. I still love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. I just hate being stoned, bro. I hate it. I remember last year, for example, I went to Thailand. And we had all these plans for the day. Weed's legal out there as well, right? And I remember I had just 1 or 2 drags, bro. And I hadn't smoked in like ages. And, bro, I remember all our plans. We just stayed in the house all day. It's like 40 degrees outside. We were monging out. We were just eating food. I was just like, I feel knackered. I feel drained. I had all these plans to do X, Y, Z, to go traveling for the day, to go get pets, go out on a boat, go all these activities. We did fuck all. And I was just negative. And I was just like, why the fuck do I want to? I don't even feel good. I was just like, I just feel like shit. Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, for me, it's not a thing. But I know people who thrive off it. I know people who they love it, and it helps them. Do you know what I mean? So I don't have anything against it. I think it's actually really good medicine, bro. But yeah, it's just not for me.
And the last thing I'm going to close off with is this, like, so with all of this, with all of the spirituality, with all of the vibrations, everything you've spoken about, where do you think that comes from? Is there a God? What do you think?
I love this question. Yeah. So how I interpret it is, like, I don't believe in God the way we've been portrayed as God. Like, what God is, as that is a separate being, and we must obey to that, right? I believe that we are God.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I say the word God, right, I like, it limits it to a fine identity. All the balloons going off. See, that's God. That's God.
That was weird.
Yeah,
Oh my god, that tripped me the fuck out.
That
shit like this happens all the time. I love it, right? But yeah, so throwing the balloons, right? So it is a bit weird, right? This is crazy stuff. But yeah, so God, that's probably right off. Yeah, so how I see God is that we are God. We're all one, right? Like, I see it as, like, like like a tree, right?
a bit like Avatar, as silly as it sounds. The
Yeah,
movie Avatar.
just like, you are God. Like, no, so, like, the tree is God.
Mm-hmm.
The branches are also the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're also part of the tree. They're just an extension of it.
Yeah.
So I believe that God, when I say God, the word God, like, forms it to, like, a fine identity, but
Yeah.
God to me is infinite. It's infinite intelligence. It's like, you can't define it. Do you know what I mean? But I believe it as, there's an intelligence running this universe. Your heart's beating without you even fucking doing anything. You're thinking thoughts, like how everything's so perfectly designed. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Sure.
It's unlogical. Everyone's entitled to their own beliefs, right?
Yeah.
I'm not like, my way's right. I just have faith in the universe, and I have faith in God, and but not in a way that God is the man with a beard and
Sure.
and
He's
stuff.
not a deity.
No, but I believe that we are infinite spiritual beings live in a temporary human experience, and I believe that we're here to learn about ourselves, and, like, I believe that this is the kindergarten of where we're supposed to go.
Is that when you say, like, does that mean you like reincarnation? Is that what you're on about?
Yeah, so how I believe, right, there's something weird happened to me before, right, where a woman, don't know who it was, bro, she come up to me and said, "You've been here for a very long time," and went off on her day. Imagine my thoughts after that. And this was when I was, like, really getting into, like, this shit, and I knew what she meant, and I was just like, I know. That's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, I know, fuck. but it was a weird thing, right? And so how I went to, like, psychic healers. I've been to, like, elemental healers, and they've all said the same thing. And I believe that you get reincarnated until you learn. And I believe that I feel like I've cracked. Like, I know. You know when you know, you can't explain it.
And is that where you would say it would be like the mastery?
Yeah, correct. Like, so, like, because why would I just go? Why me? Why would I just go through a mad spiritual awakening at, like, 17 years old, bro? Like, do you know what I mean? And have all this wisdom just come to me. It's quite like, so it's just like, that's how I believe that you you reincarnate. You live this life. Some people live their whole life and they're not supposed to know. They're supposed to experience, because your past life carries on to your life that you live, right? Because I had an experience with this elemental healer, and I had this issue where I couldn't trust people, bro. I just couldn't trust people. Halfway through the session, she had, like, these frequency bowls, singing bowls, like I was, like, in a very lucid state, right? Naturally, no psychedelics, and she just started speaking this mad fucking, like, crazy language, bro. I understood what she was saying though. Like, it was weird. It was like some Latin shit, and I felt this, like, pulse in my heart, bro. And she, like, screamed, and then it went away from me, bro. She told me at the end. And when I tell people this, I didn't actually tell people this for ages, because I was like, they're going to think I'm fucked. They're going to think my head's fucked. After she told, bro, after that happened, she told me that in my past life, I got fucking speared in my chest and stuck in the ground. And that's why I couldn't I couldn't trust people, bro. And she got rid of it for me, and I could trust people, bro. Whether that was all placebo, could have been. But that's what made me realize that this isn't the only life, bro. And when you and me, I have faith in a higher power that I pray and connect to every single day. and have it. As long my belief with the whole like God and spirit, like religious, whatever you are, as long as you got faith in something that helps you and you can go to when shit gets hard, then you're good. You're good. You know what I mean? Like, and I believe that this is just a place where we're just here to learn about ourselves, right? And the more you can learn about yourself, the more you can transcend into that next life as a better human being as well.
And you know what? Like that's a great way to finish it off, because I think that, just like you said about as long as you've got something to believe in, something to look to, then you're good. So whether people listen to what you're saying, believe what you're saying, anything like that, it doesn't fucking matter, because it's doing the job for you.
Exactly. Like, whatever path you are on in life, like, take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. This is what works for me. It may not work for you, because you may go down another route where you have faith in a different. You could have
it's
faith
just like
in
a diet.
Exactly.
And work for me.
That's why, like, that's the whole thing with my journey, is just giving people little bits of information. If you want to take some parts and then some parts from somewhere else and put it into your own concoction, like I did with my journey, then you know that may be the right thing for you. So as long as you can add 1% to someone's life a day, bro, that's all that matters.
You're doing good, right? You're doing good. What was that book again?
The Power of Now.
The Power of Now, people.
If this was an in-person podcast, I would have brought it for you. I gift it to everyone.
Hey, so I'm in Wales a lot. Don't worry about that.
Is that?
Let me know when you're done. Yeah. The Power of Now.
The Power of Now, Jamie.
Power of Now, yeah.
His headphones are not very good. No, I'm joking.
Sorry, man. I'm on these. I'm on the wired things as well.
You're all good.
The Global Phenomenon, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment.
There you go.
By Eckhart Tolle, yeah. The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. ECKHART.
I'll put the link in the description anyway. I'll put the link in the description.
That's the one, bro.
There you go.
I promise you, I'm going to hold you accountable to this. I'm going to message you in 30 days. I'm going to ask you to relay the information back to me.
I might be able to relay some. I'm a really bad reader, like genuinely.
Because teaching is learning, right? The only way you can learn something is if you're able to teach it to someone.
Nah, makes sense.
I've just bought it.
There you go. You could have bought 2 copies.
Have you actually, yeah?
Yeah.
You could have bought 2 copies. Cheers, mate. I'll have his hand-me-down. Don't worry about it.
You're an action. I've given so many away. I've bought copies and given them away, bro. So,
wow. Well, listen, man. Where can everybody find you if they want to get involved in your classes, your socials? Shout them out right now, bro.
So the YouTube that's going to be where I'm going to be constantly at in the future, right? So that's just Joseph Martin. That's just my name, right? But it's linked in my Insta. My Instagram.
Can I just give you one little bit of advice with that? I searched Joseph Martin. I had to go through like 60 different people.
I know. No. Don't worry, we're working on that. Right, so just Jay Speaks on Instagram. That's where I'm mainly at. That's where I'm constantly posting. TikTok Speaks, I think. Let me just double check. My TikTok has got like do you know what happened? I posted a video on Frequency. It got like 500,000 views, and then I had like 8K followers in like a week. It was weird, bro. Someone said to me, "Go on TikTok." I had like 100 followers. I posted a video on there. It just blew up, bro. I think it just landed on the FYP. So my TikTok is Speaks_. That's where I post a lot of content as well.
All right, cool, man. Well, listen, everyone knows where to find us. Let's Get Chatting Pod on every social media possible. That's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the bits, all the bobs. We're there, guys. We appreciate you coming on, man. It's been it's been
a good conversation.
Thank you for having me. I hope you guys have took some sort of value anyway, honestly, in terms of.
I'm going to read that book as well, 100%. I don't read books, but
I'm going to invite you back another day, because I feel like there's so much more to talk about.
Oh, mate, honestly, today we've scratched the surface, bro. Like, there's so many deep things we could talk about, like, and stuff that, like, you could spend hours talking about just once. I could spend an hour talking about how problems don't exist. Do you know what I mean? So, like, there's loads of things. But, no, you guys are great. I really appreciate I love what you're doing as well. And, thanks, let's manifest this podcast to get fucking big.
Let's fucking go.
It's already done, bro.
And we already know how long we can talk, because this is our longest ever episode. Boom.
Is it? It's right down.
Thanks for listening, peeps.